Hi folks! Natural language processing big model is one of the Pangu big model family. I think you might be very familiar with NLP. It is one of the most fascinating topics in AI, and it has already spawned technologies such as chatbots, voice assistants, translators, and etc. Let's say we want to understand the common message of these two sentences. The first one is, Ming was reading a book and he finally finished it through persistence and overcoming lots of difficulties. And another one is, Hong was painting and she finally finished it even though she made a lot of difficulties. It is not hard to see that the key message is persistence. Our human being can easily get it, but for NLP, it requires a lot of data and learning to capture the relationships between elements in order to arrive at logical conclusions. Today, we're so glad to ask Dr. Shi Jiaxin to talk about the NLP big model of the Huawei Cloud. Welcome. Hi, Doctor.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
So, can you give us a general overview of what is the Huawei Cloud Pangu NLP big model?
Okay. The Pangu NLP big model is a super brain that is developed for natural language understanding and generation. It has more than 100 billion parameters, which takes about 200 GB of disk space for storage. And it has learned more than 40 TB of textual data, including Wikipedia and Chinese wiki websites such as Baidu Baike, and news and ebooks and social medias and so on. It is like a middle school student who has read massive books and then naturally gets the ability to understand the human language. Besides the language understanding ability, there are also many key features in Pangu NLP model. First, the model framework is simple and general. It is able to handle both language understanding and generation, which means it can not only listen to you, but it can also talk to you. Second, since big models are expensive, as everyone knows, so we are devoting to reduce the cost and make the training cheaper. And third, our model is good for various downstream tasks in various industries. And finally, it is easy to use for everyone. We develop a graphical interface based on Pangu model. By clicking several buttons, one can easily get his or her own model for a certain NLP task and achieve a performance even on par with an AI expert.
Great. I think there are a lot of features. Can you read them in depth?
First, Pangu NLP model is simple and general. We design an encoder-decoder framework. The encoder is responsible for understanding the language. That is, it represents the text into vectors that can be easily operated by computer. The vectors are like brain waves in our heads. When I hear your words, the information will enter my head through my ears and become some electric things. Then the decoder is responsible to generate the language according to the vectors. It is like our mouth, which converts what we think in our mind into words to speak out. And second, about the cost, we try to make the training and inference of big models cheaper and cheaper, so that they can be studied and be used by not only big companies like Huawei or Google, but also available for small companies, for colleges, and for individuals. We optimize the training of big models by learning from small models as a good start. By doing so, we speed up the training of big models by 40%. Besides, we also leverage the model across different languages. We think that different human languages have many things in common, such as the composition between verbs and nouns, they are the same for different languages. What we learned from Chinese is also helpful when we learn other languages. Based on such technology, we are building big models for low-resource languages such as Arabic. Third, about the downstream tasks, our Pangu model performs broadly well for various NLP tasks, such as sentiment analysis, machine reading comprehension, question answering, and so on. And without many modifications to the model structure. Previously, without big models, we must carefully design and optimize the model for each certain task. But now, with the power of big models, we are pushing the NLP development from model-centric to data-centric. That is, one person without AI knowledge can perform on par with an AI expert just by feeding his or her own data into our big model properly. We have applied our Pangu model in various industries, such as judicial and medical and so on, achieving satisfactory performance for our clients. In the intelligent judicial solution, we use Pangu NLP model to help deal with lots of paperwork, such as filling the case information tables automatically, retrieving relevant cases for reference, and checking the correctness of legal papers, and so on. The efficiency can be promoted by at least 20%. Finally, our model is easy to use for everyone. We develop a workflow on Huawei Cloud Model Arts, which provides a user-friendly graphical interface for the entire AI lifecycle, including the dataset annotation, GPU usage, the model training, and the service deployment. We equip the workflow with our Pangu model so that it is qualified to almost all NLP tasks. With our workflow, one can ignore any details about the NLP model and easily build an online service for any certain NLP task by just clicking several buttons. Imagine that everyone can beat an expert with our big model, and NLP has no bar anymore. That's what we are doing.
Great. It seems like the Pangu model has both the understanding and generation capabilities of the general NLP models, right?
Yes.
And it can be used in different scenarios. So when a large NLP model is applied to a specific application, only a small number of samples can be used to fine-tune the model, right?
Right.
Great. I think it's a very good tool. Yeah. So what's the future plan of the NLP Pangu big model?
Now we have basically realized a general, good, and easy to use Pangu model, and we are trying to make it cheaper and cheaper. For the next step, we are moving forward to the model evolution and personalization. On the one hand, we hope to let the model learn new knowledge continuously from the internet and from the communications with people. And on the other hand, we expect the model to memorize what we have talked to it. And the model show different characters for different users. We hope the Pangu model will become the Jarvis of Ironman, and we are trying to bring Jarvis to everyone's daily life.
Awesome. Appreciate your presentation today about the Pangu NLP big model, and I'm looking forward to our next talk. Okay?
Okay, great.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.